Modi launched in January, so we're about a year old, and in that year we've really been working in the addressable advanced television space. I think that addressable television is finally living up to its promise. So right now we have scale. We're in 42 million households this year. That number is going to grow to be about 60 million households next year. So all of a sudden, in more than half of all television households, we have the ability to deliver a targeted message that's specific to that household. So this is allowing our clients to go below demo targeting and really reach those high-value households that households are most likely to drive their business. We're using data in two ways. We're using data for targeting. For auto, I'm targeting people that are in market for a specific vehicle. For CPG, I'm using the shopper data to target people based on the type of toothpaste they purchase. For entertainment clients, we're able to leverage set-top box data, and I know the types of program that you're watching, and I could push a specific program to you knowing that you're likely to tune in. And then on the back end, we're using that data for measurement. So I'm able to show a client that households that were exposed to an addressable ads bought more soup, or they leased a specific car, or they tuned into a program, and that ROI has never existed in television today. So for us, we think it's an exciting time. We think addressable is here. We're looking into 2015, and we're seeing our clients allocate budgets towards addressability. Whereas last year I spent a lot of time educating our clients and getting them excited about it, and then kind of figuring out where to get the money. This year we're seeing flowchart after flowchart come in with that line item of addressable television. So it's here to stay. And then as we start to kind of standardize the metrics on the back end, that's kind of the last piece. It's been a manual process. We've been working with multiple providers, multiple systems, and kind of putting everything together. And we've been working to really aggregate that process. And we actually have just built out a tool with Videology that will allow us to trade it in a more automated, streamlined process. What the tool does is it's a platform that will allow us to first size a target. So I can size a target, whereas last year it might have taken me 2 weeks to get the information in. So if I want to know people that are in market for a car, households that make over a certain income, or moms with kids, a lot of times when I'm dealing with the operators, that was a 2-week process. Now in real time, we'll be able to quickly size the opportunity for an advertiser. We can then RFP them. And then if we want to, we can trade the media in a private exchange. So it's not going to be an open market. The transaction is still between Modi and DirecTV, but it allows us to do it in an automated fashion. To really keep up with the volume that we expect. So we expect increased demand. We needed to kind of figure out a way to streamline it and make sure that we could accommodate that. And I think the tool, the most exciting thing of it, is the standardization it'll provide for the media delivery on the back end. So instead of getting all these different reports in, we're now able to look at a campaign on a more holistic level and kind of make changes and make sure that we're delivering against the segment. There are definitely advertisers that are better suited for addressability, and it kind of relies on the data that's available. So a category like auto, where we can use the Polk or the Experian auto lease data, that's going to be a strong category. Entertainment, because the operators own the set-top box data, that's a really strong category for addressability. But we're seeing anything from people that purchase a specific toothpaste and sending a competitive brand, to soup purchasers, to moms that have teens. So addressability can be right for any advertiser. It just depends on the target that you're going after. And if the size, is in between usually 5 and 35%, then addressability is really strong from an economic standpoint. Once you start to get that much broad, so Subway wants to reach anyone with $5 in a mouth, then you probably shouldn't do addressability because it's more efficient to absorb the waste and spend it in national cable. The MVPDs, like the cable and satellite providers, they're the ones that invested the money to have the technology for addressable delivery. So we work with them. They're our partners. Addressability is not going to scale unless we can work with our partners to build it out. They made their local inventory, really valuable to us because they can target below the DMA. So, down the road there could be national addressability, but that's a conversation that's going to happen between the networks and the MSOs when they negotiate their carriage deals.